Well, you know, philosophers have written about democracy, have written volumes and libraries.
When you have a Liberal Party that is controlled by the Mason Order, and when you have a Labor Party controlled by the Fabian Society, you've got no democracy.
Thank you. Microphone 3, the back.
Hello, my name is Natalie Kay, and I'm probably one of the many thousands of whistleblowers around this country. My question is simple. You may win your case in court, if you're lucky, as a whistleblower, but then there are the dreaded blacklists, where you're put on these secret blacklists and you can't work. So I'm just wondering if the panel can make any comments about how can we bring the blacklists into the open.
I completely agree with you that that's a problem, and it is ultimately a function of what the community is prepared to tolerate. You know, that when the community at large makes it clear to government that they will not tolerate reprisals against people who, like Alan Kessing, brings out important truths, when politicians know that they will not get away with the system taking reprisals, then it will stop. But only when they realise that their political self-interest is served by stamping out reprisals than by tolerating them.
Agreed. And further to my comments in my little speech before, it's a cultural problem in Australia. Whistleblowing, to be a whistleblower is a bad thing in Australia. People respond negatively to the term whistleblower. And to turn culture around in a place like Australia, you need leadership from politicians, you need education in schools, you need all sorts of inputs to turn that culture around over time. You know, I said my story has a happy ending, and it has a very happy ending. But for every Wilkie, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of whistleblowers in Australia. They might, if they're lucky, get a splash in the local paper, or if, you know, a couple of days splash in the local paper, or even make the Sydney Morning Herald. But then the media cycle moves on, and they're left with no job, no friends, no income, no hope. And it is unsurprising that the suicide rate is significantly higher among whistleblowers compared to the national average. With changing the culture, hopefully the problem will be overcome and people will be able to get jobs. You know, I couldn't get a job in Tasmania. I applied to not-for-profit organisations. I applied to the state government. I could not get a job, and I ended up buying a Persian rug shop. And I do like to joke that but what does it mean when the Persian rug seller becomes a member of Parliament?